Hey guys, Jim Edwards here, and welcome back to another exciting episode or podcast episode, or welcome back to another exciting episode of our sales, copywriting, and content marketing podcast hacks. What did I do? I
I
screwed
don't
it
know.
up.
Shall we
Let's start
start over?
No. We just have to do this. Welcome to another episode of Sales, Copywriting, and Content Marketing Hacks with Jim Edwards and
Stu Smith.
And today we're going to talk about what do you do if you don't have any testimonials yet and why you need them. Now, this came about as a result. Stu had the idea for this podcast episode because he's like, hey, dude, didn't you do something? Didn't you say something about testimonials? I said, yeah, I was letting the chickens out with Jim. We talked about testimonials. And Stu started talking about something he was doing. And so tell everybody what you're doing with testimonials and what happened to you last night, and then we'll talk about testimonials.
Well, I've always noticed, if I, on Instagram specifically, and Facebook to a degree, if I throw in, sales or pictures of books and things like that, I get a so-so response. But if I put a testimonial, no picture of a book, just a testimonial up there of what someone did and how they crushed some special forces training program, and then tag the book in the post, so they can swipe and see other pictures of the books and other things. And I tell you what, I tagged the book, took pictures of the book, so they could swipe and see what they're getting or what I was talking about. And I also threw in t-shirts in there, and I thank them for their service. Thank you for putting in the extra effort of becoming well prepared and serving your country, right? It's something like that. And then it just blew up. And it was just, be honest with you, I hadn't posted anything all day, and it was 8:00 last night. And I was like, man, I need to figure out something to post. What can I post? And I just happened to go through some texts, and some kid texted me and says, hey, I just finished selection. I got selected and I crushed it. Thank you so much. Right. And I was like, okay, I'm going to post this. And then I just decided to tag a lot of stuff and post stuff. So I sold books, I sold t-shirts, and I'm still processing orders right now. It's been 15 hours later.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool because so this dude basically Green Beret selection, the class that everybody talks about, Q School, that is just this, it's like a Go-Rec event that lasts for 3 weeks.
The selection program is
just legit. To be able to then go into training to be a Green Beret. The guy basically said he crushed it because of you helping him, or the book helping him to get into really great shape. And anybody who knows anything about that process, to hear somebody say that, they're like, damn, that must be good stuff.
Exactly. So that is why you need testimonials.
But testimonials that are relevant to your ideal customers.
Absolutely.
Because if it was somebody who was saying, hey, I really increased my flexibility and I crushed it in the 5K I ran for Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Greater, Dubuque, that's not a testimonial that's going to motivate your core audience.
That's a very good point. That is a very good. I think those are great, and you should have them, on some testimonial page. But for you to use a testimonial as part of a piece of your daily content, or say weekly content, it needs to be something specific to your audience, like you said. Yes.
And a specific result. That's the other thing. There's several different types of testimonials you can get. You can get a results-oriented testimonial, which is basically, hey, I got this happened, I did this happened. And it's typically something that people want. I bought Stu's book and I used it for 6 months while I was a senior in high school. I graduated, I crushed basic, I went through on an X-ray contract, and I crushed Q School, and now I've got orders to begin training as a Green Beret.
Yeah.
That is a great testimonial.
Yes.
A testimonial that says, hey, I bought Stu's book and I really liked it.
Yeah.
Now, that's not as a filler that ain't a bad testimonial. When
No.
you've got a big ass long list, every testimonial is great when you're listing them all off.
100%.
But if you were going to make that a feature of an advertising or marketing campaign, I think you might be a little disappointed with the results that you got.
Sure.
If you did the, hey, I liked Stu's book, was really good. You know, and I used it to win, and you know, I used it in my mind to get in shape to win a Call of Duty Xbox tournament. I mean, that probably isn't it. So those are the holy grail. Now, what are some other types of testimonials that you, and well, let's talk, as we talk about each type, why do we want those? We want those results-oriented testimonials because those are the ones that everybody wants to see when they're evaluating your product or service or
absolutely
software or
before
whatever.
they pay. They want to make sure that they are joining a club, so to speak, of people that saw good results in what they're about to buy. Yes.
Right, because nobody wants to be the first.
Yeah.
In the end, though, what people are trying to do and what you're trying to do with testimonials is to offer proof that what you say is true and what you offer will work. So as far as we'll talk at the end about how you get testimonials, but let's talk about the types of testimonials. Okay, so the first is a results-oriented testimonial. The second is an endorsement of you and or your company, where people would say, you know what, so in the case of Stu, it would be something like, I've been working out for years. I've always gotten great results with Stu's stuff, and I trust him. I've been in his PT club for 5 years, and I'm really happy with everything I've ever bought from Stu. Or Stu's a great guy. I went to college with him at the Naval Academy, and I've known him for 30 years, and he's a great guy. Something where they're not specifically saying that they got specific results. You know, like I could say before I started working out with Stu, I could only do about 42 push-ups. The last PT test I took with Stu, I did 100 push-ups, 98 sit-ups, 27 pull-ups, and ran 1.5 miles in 11 minutes and 26 seconds. Oh, and by the way, I'm a 51-year-old guy. That is a hell of a results-oriented testimonial, and that's true. So, but the point is, if you can't get a results-oriented testimonial, then get somebody to say, you know, I've used Stu's other products and gotten great results. So like, say you write a new book and nobody's had a chance to use it yet, or you come out with something, but you can get people who bought your other books to give you testimonials. You can also use results-oriented testimonials from other products, as long as you make sure that people understand that they're for another product. You know, here's what others are saying about Stu Smith and his other books. So when you first come out with one, you may not have any for that specific book or that specific product, but you can use testimonials for something else, as long as people understand it was for something else. Then the third type of testimonial that you can use is a celebrity or expert endorsement. And that would be, again, somebody, when I was first getting started, I was fortunate enough, just by luck. J. Conrad Levinson, the guy who wrote all the original guerrilla marketing books, you remember him, right?
Yep, sure.
Well, I wrote my book, and I loved his books, and I had just sent him emails over the years just saying, hey, I loved your books and all that, and he was kind enough to respond. And so when I finished my How to Write and Publish Your Own ebook in this little 7 days book with Joe Vitale, I sent Jay a copy, and I was just like, hey man, I'm just taking a stab in the dark. If you could give me a testimonial or an endorsement, or just say a couple words about this book, I would be forever in your debt. So within 7 hours, I got a response back from him, and here's what he gave me, the display quote, to put on my website. And actually I don't have it on there anymore because I filled it up all with testimonials and stuff. But he basically said, if William Shakespeare wanted to write an ebook on the internet, he would spend a lot of time studying Jim and Joe's book. Now, again, in the end, it
Nice.
doesn't mean anything as far as what was actually said, but what it meant was the world to me as far as to have an expert like that to say just something cool about me. And that really helped me a lot. And so sometimes just having that celebrity endorsement, that expert endorsement, if Admiral so and so gave you an endorsement, or the ex-commander of the Naval Special Warfare Training Department gave you an endorsement, that would mean big stuff with your audience. They wouldn't necessarily have to endorse a specific thing, but just endorse you as a person.
Right.
So really what you're after, well, any comments on what I've said so far, Stu?
No, that's a lot more than I would have taken it. I haven't even thought about a celebrity expert endorsement, but that's a
Dude,
cool way to do it.
you could get
That's
so many people to
Oh, I
endorse you
know. I
today.
know. I just never even thought about it, but that's a great way to do it.
And all you would need to do is just ask them. I
Yeah.
mean, you could go to Naval Special Warfare and ask them, hey,
They can't endorse products and stuff
but
like that
they
as an
might be able to endorse you.
I not sure.
Who
Not
knows?
sure.
Or someone
Yeah.
who's not there
Yeah.
anymore can.
Right.
Someone
Yeah,
who's retired can.
Yeah, like some of these famous SEAL spec op guys now on the internets that you can find.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I never
Like,
even
do you know
thought
that
about it.
MMA dude? You
Yeah.
got Jeff.
Yeah.
You got Alden. I mean, you got a whole bunch of guys that could give you endorsements.
Yeah. Actually, I've actually done that. It's funny because my 2 through and after podcast series I do with these guys, they all say I started my journey with your books. Now it's 20 years later. I've been doing this for a while, so it's a great little. I need to print that out or pull that video. And great idea. Great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea. Love it. Love it.
You're welcome.
I'm on.
I'll take my usual percentage, which is nothing but pain and suffering and a harder workout next week. So here's the thing though. Why do we want these testimonials intrinsically? Why do we want them, and why do people want to see them? And it comes down to a single word. What's that word, Stu? Starts with a P.
I don't know.
R. It's like we're playing hangman. Oh.
Proof.
F. Proof.
Holy
shit,
there you go.
got it.
Took me too long. Yes.
It's proof. That's really what we're after. We're after proof
that our stuff works.
To prove to the world that our stuff works, and that we're telling the truth. All right, that this actually works. It's one thing for me to tell you. It's another thing for other people to tell you. And as a consumer, we are hungry for proof as well. And I mean, if you need proof of this, look no further than Amazon. What is an integral part of Amazon's marketing and whole buying process? It's a 5-star rating.
Yep.
Which is based on how many people have given a review. When you look at when they list something for sale, when you do a search, they show you 4 things. Picture of the product, title of the product or book, who it's by, and the 5-star rating that it does or doesn't have. You think about it, and when you look on Amazon and you're looking at search results, those are the 4 things that they show you. And then when you click through onto a page, what do you see? The picture, the price, the stars, the ratings, and then basically 4 bullets. And then if you want to know more, then you have to scroll down and find the other stuff. But they know that those 4 or 5 things are what you use. And one of those things is proof that it either works or proof that it doesn't work. And how many times have you ever gone on Amazon, looked at something and totally ignored a product because it either didn't have any proof that it worked in the form of 5-star reviews, or it had like 2 stars and you're like, screw that. I'm not even going to look at it. Not even going to look at it because it's only 2 stars.
Yeah.
So that's really what we're after, is proof. Now there are other things. So if you understand that, then we'll talk another day about other things you can use as proof. But what do you do if you don't have any testimonials? Okay, what do you do? Well, the number one thing is you need to go find some. And that means you need to go ask some people. And that means you need to give your product away to some people and ask them, you know, hey, I need some testimonials. Can I give you this? Will you do a review of it? Will you read it? Will you try it? Will you use it? Can I do anything to help you to get results so that you would be able to give me a good results-oriented testimonial? That means you're going to have to do some work. All right.
Yeah.
You can't just hand it to someone and expect them to use it and then to give you a testimonial. It's not going to happen. But on the flip side, once you've got a handful of really good results-oriented testimonials, you can ride that shit for years. It's not, I mean, the results
Yeah.
you get, the payoff will far outstrip the short-term pain of having to shepherd these people through the process of helping them to use your product and get results. Okay. But you're just going to have to bite the bullet and get it done. This is one of those things where the rubber has to meet the road. You can have an amazing physique. You can have an amazing level of fitness in about an hour to an hour and a half a day, 6 days a week, which is percentage wise is nothing. I mean, what's 9 divided by how many hours are there in a week? 24 times 7 equals 168. 9 divided by 168. So for 5% of your time, you can be in amazing shape. That's really a great return on investment if you look at it that way. It's
Sure.
the same thing for, you know, say 20 hours of work on your part of getting it out there into people's hands, following up, answering questions, which in turn will help make your product even better.
Yeah.
And helping people get results in return for that results-oriented testimonial. You can ride that puppy for years. Why wouldn't you do it? Yet people just want to say, you know, here's my book. Would you read it and give me a review, please? And I need you to, you know, it ain't happening.
Hey, you know what I did a long time ago?
What did you
And
do a long time ago, Stu?
I started a habit, and it requires a habit of just maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes a week even, right? That's all you need to do. Go back 4 to 5 weeks from, you know, it can be shorter depending on what you're selling. 4 to 5 weeks from what your, you know, people purchased that week, right? 5 weeks ago. Send them a little follow-up email saying, hey, Stu Smith here, just checking in on you. How's the workouts going? You got any feedback for me? If you've fallen off the wagon, need to get started again, here, read this, right? Or if you got some good news with some good, you know, personal records, let me know, right? I'd love to share them, right? And then I had a ton of like incoming testimonials, you know, every day now. And then I created a whole page of testimonials. I have over hundreds of testimonials on this one page, and it's yeah, I try to feature that as many times as I can.
Wow, that's brilliant. I've never done that.
Yeah. And I only did it for 20 minutes. I took 20 minutes on my Monday morning and said, what did I sell 5 weeks ago? And I sent emails out, I didn't send it to everybody. I just sent emails for how many people I could fit into a 20-minute signature,
right?
How many times I could pop that into an email, you know, and boom.
Smart. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. What now? That actually makes a crap ton of sense, and I've never done that before.
That'd be a cool little, you know, software program to make.
That would be a really neat little wizard, a follow-up script or something, a
Hell
testimonial
yeah.
follow.
Yeah.
Oh man, I like that. Testimonial follow-up script to recent purchasers. Yeah.
It just keeps in contact. You know, people haven't forgotten about you. Or
can you send me that? Can you send me that email template so I can just steal it? I mean, so I can model it.
Oh, absolutely.
That'd be great. Yeah, yeah. Damn. Oh, that's really good, Stu. This is where my mind starts geeking out on stuff, and then all the things I was going to talk about I forgot about. But yeah, that's a great idea. That's really good. I need to do that. Damn it. I was thinking more along the lines of for people who were just getting started and had like zero testimonials. So you have zero So really, Stu's on one end where you're already making sales and you want to get more testimonials. I was thinking along the lines of I'm just launching a product. I have no testimonials
and no sales.
And no sales. I would go out to
it.
my sphere of influence. And, you know, one of the cool things, unlike when Stu and I were getting started back in, 97, before the turn of the century, there was no social media. There was, and all the groups, all the forums and stuff online were nothing but porn. I mean, there was nothing in 97 where you could go and find a group of people to.
And trolls.
Yeah, there were lots of
trolls. Oh
yeah.
my God.
Yeah, the anonymity of the internet back then was really anonymous. But now, I mean, literally, you can go find tons of groups on Facebook and other groups on social media that you can go in and offer to help people, offer review copies of your stuff. And here's a clue: if you can't find a group of people on social media that would be the ideal customers for your book, where you would even just try to give away your book, that is your clue that you are wrong and that you need to reevaluate your niche and your book or your product. Because if you can't find a group on Facebook to give it away, you ain't going to find people to sell it to.
That's fair enough.
So that's really something to think about. But you can go and find groups on social media where you can, I mean, I see people do this all the time, especially for services. Hey, I see people doing it. Recently saw a guy who was trying to really get his Facebook ad agency off the ground. So he went into a group and said, hey, you know what? I'm willing to run your ads for you. If you're a real estate agent, I'll be willing to run, test, and develop your entire ad campaign. You just have to pay for the ads. And I'm doing it to build up my portfolio and build up my testimonials.
Nice.
It was straight up. And people were like, sure, I'll do it. I mean, I'll spend $500 on ads and we'll see what happens. So you can do that with virtually anything. I mean, I did it today. I came out with a new piece of software that it's going to be part of another offer. And I released it into a group that's got about 1,000 people in it that, I have permission to do this. And I ask permission of the group owner. Every time I do this, I ask permission of the group owner, even though he's always told me, just do whatever you want. I ask him every time anyway.
Sure.
And this is literally within the last 2 hours. I have 7 people who've agreed to look at it and give me a testimonial.
Nice.
So it's not like this is just the trick of the super rich and famous. Anybody can do this. So that to me, if I was starting over today from scratch, I needed to get some testimonials. I would go on social media. I would find groups that contain my ideal customers, and I would literally offer to either do it for people for free, let people look at it for free, try it for free in exchange for, hey guys, I need some testimonials. I need some feedback. I need testimonials.
No, that's a great way to do it. That's a great way to launch as well. Pre-launch is a great way to pre-launch your stuff. That's
exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly. So anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about testimonials at this point. There's really no, if you have the excuse, if you don't have any testimonials, you don't really have an excuse. You're just being a whiny little turd. So stop it. Stop it.
Well, that's all Jim has to say about that.
Easy, Forrest. So what was your big takeaway from this? Did you have any big takeaways? Mine was the testimonial request follow-up script to request.
But mine was to do more like celebrity expert endorsements. Right. That I have friends of mine that have already said things like this that I'm just going to pull off some of the videos and some of their text and share that with the world. Just
double check with them that you're cool. They're cool with you.
Of course.
And because they may end up doing something even better. They may say, hey, you know what? I'd rather say this. But yeah, you've got all these dudes. Did you train like Marcus Luttrell? Nah, he used some other dude in Texas.
Yeah, he had some Texas guy, but he said he used my book. I heard it on his podcast. He and they have a big podcast, the Never Quit podcast.
Oh, dude,
both Rutherford and Luttrell did that. So
have you been on their podcast?
I have not.
Why not?
Well, we're working on it.
Okay,
working on it.
That means you're going to email him.
No, I've already talked to him about it. We're just trying to figure it out.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's I wish people love me as much as they love you.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, that was good. That was a
Yeah.
great topic. And by the way, if you guys have any other requests for topics and things you'd like us to talk about, there are a couple ways you can let us know. Number one is you need to subscribe to the podcast over on YouTube, because we need you guys to do that so that we can up our YouTube numbers, so that we can find more crazy people like you who will listen to us. So make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, and you can also ask questions inside the comments for each podcast episode. And we love to take suggestions for podcast episodes. We love to answer people's questions as podcast episodes, either in full or in part. You can also join the Facebook group over on Facebook, which is the JimEdwardsMethod.com/group. You can subscribe to our Facebook group. It's free. It's amazing. And we actually do some cool stuff in that group, as opposed to most people's groups, which suck and become ghost towns. And you can get more information about the podcast at JimEdwardsMethod.com/podcast. That'll take you over to where you can get the link over to YouTube and whatnot and get you squared away. So,
No, that's great. I mean, if you sign up for those and start asking questions or comments, we get notified of questions and comments immediately. You know, that's a great thing about this, and they'll come to our attention, and we'll get to them.
That's right.
Definitely answer them. So.
Cool. So great job, Stu, and great job
sir.
on the idea for the topic.
You're welcome, sir.
Great job on using them to actually make sales and make money. Heck yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So we'll talk to you guys soon, and have a great day.